For the past few weeks, Hubert has been tormented by strange dreams. He has been unable to sleep, unable to focus. All that has been on his mind is the recurring nightmares. Hubert, you can't go on like this. Maybe you should see a doctor. I know someone who can help. Her name is Eleanor. She's a specialist. She's a friend of mine. You don't have to worry about privacy or anyone discovering about this. I'm not going to a shrink. What, you think I'm going crazy? I'm not crazy. Hubert, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you it's all right to take help. Leah, his girlfriend, had tried to convince him many times to visit the doctor, but Hubert never listened to her. But now, he knows she was right. It was almost midnight when Hubert reached Dr. Eleanor's address. He didn't know how she would react to a stranger in the middle of the night, but he can't take this anymore. He needs help. He needs answers. Hello? Hello, I'm Hubert Stein. Perhaps you're familiar with my girlfriend, Leah. Leah? Yes, she contacted me a few days ago. But you need no introduction, Mr. Stein. You're a very well-known author. I know it's late, but I couldn't wait. Come on in. It's absolutely fine. Leah has told me everything. Let's start from the beginning. Tell me, what's going on? I've been having these strange dreams. The same thing has been haunting me over and over again. I'm losing my mind. Before you started having these dreams, did something happen? Something out of the ordinary? Yes, about 6 years ago. Sometimes, when I get caught up with the occasional writer's block, I travel to various places, searching for that inspiration to continue writing. That year, I visited the US Virgin Islands. It was there I met Cora. She was one of the locals. I used to see her walk by the beach shore every night. And I thought I introduced myself. We spent a rather good time and she gifted me a pearl. But it was one of those nights. Some men from the island noticed us together and they weren't too happy. I merely avoided trouble with them. And returned to the motel that night. I kept on thinking Cora was in some kind of trouble. The next day when I went in search for her, I found out a young woman named Cora died years ago. She got into a relationship with a foreigner and the locals couldn't accept it. Those men had kidnapped the foreign man and Cora. And they took their lives. That couldn't have been a dream. What about the nights we spent walking by the beach, We spoke. She gave me that pearl. Interesting. After that experience, I began having these dreams. When was the next time you experienced something like this? About 3 years ago, I went to a small mountain town when I began writing a romance novel. I planned to stay there a couple of weeks and take inspiration from the location. So I rented a room at a motel and began working on the novel. That was when I had my first dream. I saw a couple, a husband and wife living in a house. It was a beautiful home. They were very close. They were happy together, passionately in love. But then I saw the man leave. And the woman's lover came. She was cheating on him the whole time. And then her husband found out. He was furious. He was hurt. He couldn't take it. He shot them. And then he shot himself. After experiencing that horrible dream, I went out to learn more about the motel, and I found out it was once a house. A couple previously owned the house, but the husband murdered his wife and lover and took his own life. The house was then sold in foreclosure and the new owner renovated it to a motel. So you're trying to say you can see the past. You see them, feel their presence. If it was just limited to that, it would have been fine. But recently, what I've been experiencing has no explanation. And what have you been experiencing? I rented a small apartment in a broken-down neighborhood. I roamed around town, going to the shops. Observing the life of the people. It was one of those nights. I had another dream. It was a cold winter night. The shops were all closing. The snow had started to pour. I saw a young boy and girl. They were in love. They were happy, going somewhere together. But as they reached this place, there were 3 goons standing by a van. The boy had sold her to them. She kept calling him, but he left her. Those goons kidnapped her in the van and drove off. When I woke up, I was stressed, worried. I went into town and tried to inquire if anything like this had happened. but police couldn't say anything. But then again, in a neighborhood like this, much of the time when things like this happen, they rarely ever get reported. So I tried looking into missing persons in the area. Anyone by the girl's description, but there weren't any reports. In fact, nothing like that happened at all. There was no match. But then, it was one evening, as I was returning to the apartment. I saw her. She was the same girl. She was the same girl I saw in the dream. She was alive and doing well, healthy and happy. All of a sudden, I couldn't understand what I saw. It didn't make any sense. How can I see someone that I never met before? But after that night, the dreams got worse. I keep seeing her in pain, suffering. I keep on seeing her lifeless body. Over and over again, and I don't know why. Mr. Stein, you're an author. You write on various topics. You've traveled to different places. A writer's imagination is very strong, so whatever is happening to you, whatever you're experiencing, must have some rational explanation. But I'm telling you, there is no explanation. I'm not making this up. This is truly happening with me, and it makes no sense. Mr. Stein, many a times, our minds play tricks on us. What you saw is nothing more than a dream. You must have seen her somewhere in the neighborhood before, on your night strolls, and you were thinking of a plot. You dreamt of something bad happening, and your subconscious mind filled in that image of the girl, whereas your conscious mind forgot her. You really think that's it? It seems most rational, Mr. Stein. Perhaps it'll be best for you to stay away from creative writing for some time, at least until your symptoms get better. Hubert bid farewell to Dr. Nora and got on his way back home. But he wasn't one with her. He knows what he is seeing are not mere dreams. It can't be. Hubert's memory has never failed. He doesn't forget. Finding no solution, Hubert decided to return to that neighborhood and follow that girl. Reaching there, Hubert booked into a motel close by. And began spying on her surroundings. Is he following me? He never leaves home after sunset. Nothing out of the ordinary happened in the first few days. But it was on the fourth night. There was something about the aura, the atmosphere that seemed so familiar to Hubert. Right about 10, when the shops were closing up, Hubert heard that familiar bell. Within a while, the snow began to pour, and Hubert noticed a van ride to a stop by the alley. It's the night. And that was when Hubert saw her with the boy. Ben, what are you doing? Who are these people? Your pay. Perfect. Ben! Ben, no! Ben, help me! As the goons pulled the girl towards the van, Hubert immediately stepped out. Mister, please help me. Leave her. As Hubert fired, two of the men ran off in fear. But when the other attempted to attack him, Hubert didn't have a choice. Ah! You saved me, but why were you following me? How did you know I would be in trouble? I don't know.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.